Hey guys, it's Penelope in London, and what I'm showing you is the 14th of December. We have a solar eclipse, but it's also a new moon. And what I'm going to explain to you, if you see this, you can get your own chart, www.astro.com. And you do need your time of birth because you've got something called the rising sign, if you don't know astrology, that basically pops up on the it tells you exactly where it is. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It tells you exactly where the rising sign is when you have your time. And I'm 27 degrees Scorpio, you can see here. And what's going to happen for me is the moon will be at 23 degrees on top of the sun on that day. At the moment, the sun is at 21 degrees. So 21.222. So 21.22. And what we have is that we've also got going on the 21st of December, December 21st, we're going to have, you see here Saturn and you see here Jupiter, they're moving to 0 degrees, that you've probably seen it all around the internet, that this is going to be a conjunction in Aquarius. So when Jupiter moves into Aquarius, it's going to be there for a year, and we're going to have Saturn is going to be there for 2.5, 3 years. So Saturn takes 28 and a bit years to move around the chart, and Jupiter takes 12 years to move around the chart, and Pluto will be moving into Aquarius in 2023, then it will retrograde back into Capricorn, and then 2024 move into Aquarius and stay there until 2044. We're going in for a huge shift. So there can be a lot of fear out there right now, but we're going, we're going to be at a higher level in humanity. We're going to need to ground ourselves during this time. We've got Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and if we look where Uranus is right now, Uranus is in Taurus. So we're looking at our financial institutions, and also how we're going to fund ourselves and our needs as well, and breaking free of limitations. So it's not all doom and gloom. And individually, if we're doing our inner work and looking at our shadow, then we're on track. And the inner child as well, beginning to love the inner child and to evolve our early wounding and hypersensitivity. So coming back to this, Sagittarius, that moon and sun will be 23 degrees. And if we look at the archetype of Sagittarius to understand it a little bit, it basically is to do with our intuition. It's to do with honesty. It's where long journeys occur. It's adaptability. It's overseas beliefs. It can where we can be dogmatic. It's philosophy, wisdom, meaning, the bigger picture, expansion, trust, faith, truth. It's where we explore things, and inspiration, where we can feel restless, and also to do with sales and freedom and half-truths, and the charmer, the guru, the teacher, natural law, and honesty, and also the nomad, and to do with multicultural events and things like that, and ideals and ideals and ideas, and where we can feel, maybe some homelessness within ourselves, maybe a bit of feeling like a bit of a loner as well. But overall, for me, I'm going to explain so that you can understand when you look at your own chart, not just for my own purpose. I'm going to explain the aspects of what's going on there for me and how I would look at that. The solar eclipse will also occurred on June the 21st, 2020. And the sun is a symbol of our external experiences, and where it's been obscured by the moon, and it's our emotional inner world. So the moon is our inner emotions, and the sun is our external, how we are externally. And a solar eclipse is where something's beginning for us internally. It's a shift that's already began to take place in the other solar and lunar eclipses that have been going on, but I'm doing some more study on that. I'm going to be doing a bit more teaching on that as well. So the eclipses have a story for us. And if we look back, which I'm going to do with my own chart, and is follow that story through and look at the narrative of that. And it is a big deal because we had on the 13th of July, we had a solar eclipse in Cancer in 2018. So it will be attached to that. And that's what I've got to go back and look at So it's where we're planting a new seed in the dark, and maybe we don't quite know what it is at this moment, but it's all going to come to, fruition as we move along. If I take that sun when it's going to be at 23 degrees, the sun will be square to my MC. So you can see my MC is 20. So that's a square. It's 90 degrees. And then it will be quintile to my Lilith. So Lilith is our shadow. Lilith is the shadow work that we have to do. It's in the male and female. And it's also, for me, the quintile is quite nice. It's 72 degrees and it's got a spiritual aspect to it. And also it will square my Chiron, which is my hypersensitivity. And it will also square my Saturn. The sun will square, and the moon will as well. Both those are hitting, either way, the moon and the sun. And then it's going to trine my Venus, which I'm quite happy about. So it's going to be trine to my Venus, which is over here in my creativity and self-actualization and my needs. And this is going to be different for everyone. So don't, you need to dig on your own chart, and I can help you read your own chart. I can give you a lesson in that, and we can record that on Zoom, and then you get to keep it. And you can go backwards and forwards and learn more, depending on what level you're at and what you need to know or want to know currently, whether it's an eclipse, a solar return, or progress chart. And astrology is a form of psychology, which is worth noting because not a lot of people understand the depth of that. It's not so much about prediction, but it's looking at the psyche and the mind and where we're going, because it's to do with what we're feeling inside, which colors our world, and what we felt in the past that we pull in about our feelings as well. It's then I'm going to show you solar fire in a minute. So I love looking at solar fire. So because I can move the chart, that's why I like looking. So then we've got, if I'm having that in my first house, this basically is about a strong sense of self. And it's where I'm going to experience, my I am. It's during this period, and this is how I feel actually. So I'm feeling that. It's not going to do it for me. We look at what we're feeling and we link it in. So it means, an end to an entanglement, which it has. There's been a huge end to a huge entanglement and a muddled sense of my own self that's been going on. And basically there can be fears of losing self during that as well. So I've got to watch, it's watching how I feel. And it's about balancing, because the opposite, if we look, is the 7th house. So I need to balance something, but also it is about my sense of self. Something is huge, is shifting within me, and about meaningful relationships and my identity with the world. So then if I go to now share solar fire, the animated page, and what we can see is that we've got the 14th of December. This is actually the solar eclipse date. So you can see we've got 23 degrees up here. And we can see that we've got Mercury conjunct. It's also conjunct the South Node. So this is quite a powerful time that's taking, for all of us, every time is powerful, in my view, every day. So we can feel lost because we've got this Neptune here, you see? Neptune is squaring the nodes. And Simon Forster, who taught me and was my mentor, does mentor as well, brilliant videos on YouTube. You check him out. And Raising Vibrations, you can see that he's got a brilliant video explaining this node. If you watch his last video, for instance, that node square to the South Node, this is the resolution node. So we're looking at something from the past, definitely bringing in something to evolve. And we don't know whether we're coming or going, because Neptune is beyond this, what we've seen. Neptune is beyond this realm. And, Neptune is also to do with our sleep. And it's to do with spirituality, and Neptune is to do, the bigger picture. Like we just can't see, what it is, but we can get some ideas. That sun will be conjunct the moon, which is a new moon. And then the sun will also conjunct Mercury here, which is our thinking mind. And then we got the sun trining Mars. So the Mars is our libido. It's not sexual libido, but the libido of wanting to get up and go and do something. It's our energy, competitiveness, our impatience as well, and what we want to manifest. And the sun square Neptune at that time, you can see here, the sun will square to Neptune at that time. And we've also got the moon is conjuncting Mercury, the moon trining Mars, so the moon is busy. And then we've got with also with square to Neptune, So we've got a bit of a way to go in understanding something, but all will be revealed to us. Neptune reveals something, it takes away it can sort of kill our illusions, delusions, and as it moves through, we get clearer about something. The Mercury also squares Neptune, so this is also our communication, and we can see that going on in society right now with the vaccinations. We don't know if we're coming or going. We don't know if we want it or not want it. Everybody's got different opinions. We're all talking about it, and we're sort of all on our own little platform, or big platform. We're all on our platform with an opinion. The Venus will sextile Jupiter, which is quite beautiful. You can see here that Venus is here at 28 degrees and it's sextile to Jupiter, and this is harmonious, and it's kind. It's also, where we're social demands, and it's about hospitality and generosity. And it's we don't want any legal disputes going on with this going on here. It's useful to avoid them. And the Venus will sextile Saturn, and it's also, that's harmonious as well. And it's where we need a strong, stable relationships and confidence in but we want to be able to trust. And there can be hidden fears of rejection, and it can sort of affect our self-confidence too. The Venus with Saturn is quite a difficult one in, reading through that over the years and getting to know Saturn more, how that plays out, and watching it play out in my own chart. Saturn, when it squared my Venus and stuff like that. So it's really good to understand your chart. The Mars will square Pluto. I won't talk about where the chart's going too much because it could get confusing at this point, but you do want to look at this eclipse and understand the node. I'm coming back to this node here. This node is going to be in this place for, this is going on for a couple of months. It's been going on. So with this aspect, it's where we can be sure of ourselves and overcome our challenges, and it's a lot to do with spirituality. Or on another side of it, the other side of it is where we can be vague and lose focus and have poor direction. So we're going to be a mix, depending, each of us, we're going to be feeling differently. But also it's where we withdraw our focus from the important stuff and forget, to keep plodding on and have direction, so we can watch ourselves, because we can still have goals during this period, because this period is not going to last forever. We're going to be marching forward again, and there may be new rules and regulations that we'll either agree with or be fighting against or not happy with. But we're a work in progress as human beings. We're here to evolve. I feel that COVID has been a gift. It was quite Neptunian in the sense that it's unseen. COVID is unseen. Racism is unseen. And that played out throughout the year. Through the whole year, it's been playing it out. And we're going into a new period of time in evolution. So if you want to book a session, do. And I hope you enjoyed that and it's been helpful to you. Catch you later.